100 for 100. This is the podcast wherein I introduce, well, not really introduce, but I recommend 100 films for anybody that's just looking into getting into film. I ranked them from 100 to 1 because numbers are hard. And I also do a 100-word review for each, which is why this show is called 100 for 100. I'm sure you figured that out by now. If this is your first episode, you're starting here. Why are you starting here? Go back, start at 100, and then work your way back up to number 58 on this list. Number 58, I forgot yesterday, number 57, we talked about Logan, the James Mangold joint. If you check that out, it is a good character piece. It is what should have been what Joker ended up being. The one that actually got recognized for great direction and great character work, but that's neither here nor there. Go check out Logan if you haven't. If you have, check it out again. Check out that Logan Noir too. Number 58 today, however, we take it back to 1994. The Lion King. The original Lion King, man. The animated joint, man, from when we were all kids. And in the case of Pete Lentz, he was somewhere in college when this came out. Directed by Roger Allers and Rob Minkoff. Man, this movie was the joint, but let's get into this 100-word review. Casually known as a loose adaptation to Hamlet, The Lion King was released during a near unstoppable run of animated Disney films in the 1990s. Featuring memorable songs like Hakuna Matata and Circle of Life, the music works in perfect harmony with the plot to keep events moving at a lively clip. Bracketed by an outstanding voice cast, Jeremy Irons cements the scheming and conniving Scar as one of Disney's greatest villains. An emotional film about fathers and sons, legacy, and friendship, The Lion King is a perfect example of when story, acting, animation, and score fully fire on all cylinders. Boom. Man, I remember the first time I saw Lion King, that shit destroyed me, man. Mufasa he was like everybody's father before Tom Hanks was everybody's father. This is a wonderful movie, man. One of the films where, Disney, I guess, the Disney animated joints, they always let their villain get a little piece of victory before it all comes crashing down around them. That tends to happen in Disney joints, and this one is no exception, man. Scar was ruling shit for a minute. You saw how the Pride Lands just looked, or the lands just looked wrecked and decimated. It's like he wanted to be king, and then when he became king, he was like, well, I'm not going to do any actual administration or anything like that. I just want the title of king. And then you just let the shit go to waste, man. It's always, it always seemed weird in Bond movies where the Bondville just wanted to take over the world. And no one wants it. It's way too much paperwork and red tape and administration when you're running the world. Forget all of that. You get the Timon and Pumbaa connection there with Simba. I think is one of the lasting friendships in the Disney animated joint. I think those are all wonderfully crafted interactions between them, especially Nathan Lane holding down the voice casting there for who was he? Used Timon, right? Yeah, for Timon. Excellently done. Like I said in the review, voice casting all around, voice work is amazing. Shout out to Jonathan Taylor Thomas. If it's been a while, we had the 2019 Lion King come out last year. It did not live up to standards, and I think it did not live up to standards because the standards were so high for this joint. Like this is the peak for me for a while of Disney films. This is my second favorite Disney film, The Lion King, which is an egregious error among black people. But there is another film on this list. I think it's somewhere on this list that just barely ekes out as far as my favorite Disney animated joints go. Check out this Lion King if you haven't in a while. I think you will be surprised. I think it hits a little bit different as an adult than it did as a kid. As a kid, it's just like a fun ride. And as an adult, you're like, man, this shit is wild business. The fact that you see that Scar is just working the shit out of those hyenas for his own means, with never any intention of actually rewarding him. It almost seems like that's government today. But that's neither here nor there either. Check out number 58 on this list if you have not in a while, The Lion King.